Okay, we're given that a new beta blocker medication is being tested to treat high blood pressure, and subjects with high blood pressure volunteer to take part in the experiment. 160 subjects were randomly assigned to receive a placebo, and 290 received the medicine. High blood pressure disappeared in 90 of the controls and 170 of the treatment group. Tests claim that the new beta blocker medicine is effective at a significance level of alpha equal 0.05. Let P1 be the treatment group and P2 be the control group. Okay, so what we're testing here is that the beta blocker, the proportion of the beta blockers, the high blood pressure should disappear in those. In other words, they won't be considered in the high blood pressure category again. So I'm going to say that, let's see, piece of one is going to be, again, the ones that get the medicine, the treatment, or the beta blocker. And piece of two are the control to get the placebo in this problem. Placebo, P-L-A-C-E-B-O. So, you know, it could be, depending on your problem, you just have to read it to say who's the control group and who's the treatment group. It'll be different. So, we think that their beta blocker high blood pressure. Control panel, placebo, and the high blood pressure. What we're talking about here. So H sub 0 is going to be that P sub 1 is equal to P sub 2. It's going to be no difference. Now we think that the high blood pressure, the people that have high blood pressure in the beta blocker group here that got the treatment, we're saying that number that still has high blood pressure is going to be less than the number here that still has high blood pressure. So on this one we have to do a little different. So those with high blood pressure in the treatment group, or that use a beta blocker, we were given a total of, let's go down to the high blood pressure, 90 and 170. Okay, so 160 placebo, 290. So the N here was equal to 290. And out of those, high blood pressure disappeared in 170 of those. So I have to actually, 170 disappeared. Okay. Okay, so how many actually reduce their blood pressure? So, or I'll take that back. How many actually still have high blood pressure? Because that's what we're testing. So in order to find that X value, it's going to be equal to 290. Subtract 170. Okay. And that's going to be what, 120? Okay. That'll be X of 1. Now let's do the high blood pressure placebo. So M was equal to 160. Okay. And disappeared in 90. So 90 high blood pressure disappeared. So in order to get the X of 2 here, it's going to be 160 minus 90. It's going to be equal to 70. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull up StatDisk. And put it over here. I need to get to there. Proportion to samples. Let me go ahead and put in my information here. P sub 1 equals P sub 2. piece of 1. This is less than piece of 2. There isn't as many with high blood pressure as there are with the control. Let's see, significance, 05. Okay, sample size, this one, the first one. Let me pull this up just a little bit. Okay. $2.90. Now, remember that we're testing how many people still had high blood pressure. So, that's why we had to do this subtraction. The number that still have high blood pressure, the first one is 120. Okay, on the second one, we have 160. And those that still had high blood pressure, 70. Evaluate. Test statistic Z is equal to negative 0.48739. P is equal to 0.62598. Uh-oh. Don't start that crazy stuff on me again. You know, it doesn't tell me how many places, so hopefully I'm gonna do 4, and I'll make sure that this problem has it in there. So negative 0.4874. So as you see this video, and you're actually working this problem, it will tell you 4 decimal places if that's what it's going to take here. If it gives me the correct answer. 659 will be 60. P is not less than or equal to alpha. P is really large, so we know that we're going to fail to reject the null. And here some would be the claim that the new beta blocker is effective at the there's not enough evidence to support that. Okay. Alright. Uh-oh. Second. Look where I made a mistake. I did not put my alternative in correctly. I'm glad I actually made this mistake using StatDisk. It can make a difference, and it obviously did in this question. It didn't make a difference in test statistic, but it doesn't make a difference in P. So if you miss your problem, go back and make sure that you did your alternative correct, just like I did right then. So my p-value actually is 299. Okay, so 0.3130. Try this again. Why'd that happen? See, it even happens to me. I'm kind of getting in a hurry. Alright, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.